Okay, I'm calling to order the Brookings City Council meeting for Monday, January 12th. It is now about 5:35 p.m. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Councilor Malmberg.
Here.
Councilor Prada.
Here.
Councilor Martin.
Here.
Councilor Fulton. Here. Mayor Hodges.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Excellent. And we have agreed to push item D to after G or H. So moving on to item E, oral requests and communications from the audience. And I have one, correct?
Yes.
So when you come up, this is a time for public comment if you have turned in a public comment form to the city recorder. Comments are limited to 5 minutes. This is not the time for discussion. Council is not able to provide an immediate answer or response. The city manager may direct staff to follow up with you regarding your comment or questions if provided with contact information on the form. Before you make your comment, please state your name and address for the record. So Don and Deborah Bemis, please come up.
As Mr. Mayor, council members, Mr. Rundell, we're with Diesel, Wreaths Across America, and as you know, it was mixed up a little bit, celebration, but it turned out good, lots of fun, and we all had a good time. I have a list, if I may, to acknowledge the sponsors that helped us bring that on. If I can read that into the record with your permission. Brookings Veterinary Hospital, South Coast Lumber, Seal Rock Financial, Pacific Ocean Properties, Nature's Coastal Holiday with the Light Festival, Redwood Theater, Curry Equipment, Seaview Assisted Living, Chetco Shrine, Sidney Crop Masonic Lodge, and the Brookings Emblem Club. And also the public of Brookings. We received enough donations to match almost all the corporate sponsors again, and we always get enough wreaths to place a wreath on every one of our 410 graves. The pilots that participated, Dan Bratton with his plane, Matt Kincaid flew the helicopter, and Tim Van Maren flew the other plane, and we appreciate that so much for everybody. We're glad you attended, Mr. Mayor. And I don't remember seeing anybody else. I don't know. The next one for this year is December 19th. We'll be attending another meeting later in the year to pass out flyers for that one as well. And I hope you can make it after your stint as mayor also. So that's really all I have. And one other thing.
If we can get Isaac Hodges, please come over here. We have a flash drive of the ceremony because this is your last public service event. You would like to give it to you.
Oh, thank you.
I appreciate it. And we didn't edit your speech. Anyway, folks, if you have any questions, we really appreciate all the support we get from the community, the county. We went to Gold Beach after our ceremony, and they had a very nice ceremony as well. And the pilots also flew over up there as well, and it worked out really good. And I want to thank the crew at the cemetery again for cleaning up the walkways, the street, so we wouldn't get all muddy. So they did clean it up very well. This year, it's going to be completed, the work that's up there, and they're doing a super job. And we're looking forward to being completed for this coming year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, moving on. And no other oral requests, no slips? All right. Okay, moving on to the consent calendar. Item F, to approve council minutes for December 8th, 2025. to approve council minutes for December 12th, 2025, and to receive monthly financial report for November 2025.
I'll move to approve the consent calendar.
I second.
Call the question.
Counselor Martin.
Yes.
Counselor Fulton.
Yes.
Counselor Pereira.
Yes.
Counselor Malmberg.
Yes.
Mayor Hodges.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you. And then moving on to item G. And this is for staff reports, public hearings, ordinances, resolutions, and final orders. And item 1 on here, which is the only item, is resignation of Mayor Isaac Hodges and then filling the vacant council position. Now on this, am I to have a script? Okay, because unless I buried it, I might have. I'm sorry. It's okay. You're all right. All right. So moving right along, do I have a motion to accept my resignation and declare the mayor position vacant?
I move we accept the resignation of Mayor Hodges and declare the mayor's seat vacant.
I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded to accept my resignation and declare the mayor's seat vacant. Is there any discussion?
Thank you for your service. And everything that you've done. It's been a fast 3 years, hasn't it?
It's been a ride.
I absolutely just want to, again, say thank you so much for coming on here when I came on, and there was so much going on. And both of you guys did a really great job of helping me get acquainted at the beginning, but thank you so much for all your service and being there for our citizens of this great city, and you just did fantastic, and we will miss you very much. Thank you.
Well, thank you, and thanks for joining our fun.
Yeah, it's.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to agree with everything that was said. And I've said it before. I think the mayor's done an excellent job, and he's represented the city honorably, and appreciate all the time and effort that he's dedicated.
Yeah, I think we all feel the same and concur. And I'll miss your perspective and your input and your counsel. I hope you'll always be a phone call away. And I appreciate the perspective that you bring. So thank you for. I think even still, I hear from so many people who have no idea that the mayor or council do not receive any kind of compensation for fulfilling this role, that it is a voluntary position. And so I know that you give of yourself and your time. And so thank you for what you've gifted all of us on the council and as a community.
Well, thank you, guys. I appreciate all of you as on the council, and I said this many times. I'll keep it short and just say it again one more time. Any one of you will step into this role and fulfill it above and beyond what I have done, for sure. We have an amazing council and amazing city. Our staff here are incredible. Everybody from the front line to our managers and leaders, and of course our city itself and our citizens. So it is in a great spot, and it will continue to excel. So, but thank you for that. So again, with that discussion, I'll call the question.
Counselor Fulton.
Yes.
Counselor Pereira.
Yes.
Counselor Malmberg.
Yes.
Counselor Martin.
Yes.
It's a yes.
We're
waiting for you.
Carries.
And I guess since it's official now, on behalf of the council and staff here, we have something for you, Mayor. You know, I came into this position just a year and a half ago, and I will tell you, it was a little, nervous that we had a new mayor, new council, but I will tell you, it's been a pleasure working with you. He's been very diligent on following up and making sure things run smooth up here on the horseshoe, as I like to call it. And we just have a small token of appreciation here. It says, in grateful recognition of Isaac Hodges for your 4 years of service and dedication to the city of Brookings. So, is that?
Well, thank you.
The rest of the council will come up here real quick. Let's take Tony's going to take a photo real quick. Bring the chairs out of them.
Squeeze in this way a little bit.
All right, I'm ready. Take a couple. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Awesome. All right, well, then I suppose I will be stepping aside, leaving this chair open.
Mayor Hodges' resignation is accepted and the mayor's seat is now vacant. So the next item on the agenda is to appoint one of the council members, or we will now take steps to fill the mayor's seat. So I'll open up for discussion. Well, I'm prepared to make a motion. I think we're fortunate that we have several people on the council who would all do a great job filling the mayor's seat until we elect a mayor during the next election. But I think prior service to the city is an important factor in deciding who should step and fill that seat. There's a big time commitment for this, but also knowing the ins and outs of city government. I feel Councilor Malmberg and Councilor Prada would both do an exceptional job as mayor, but tonight I'm going to make a motion to appoint Councilor Malmberg as mayor. So no second. Does anybody else have a motion?
I would move to appoint Phoebe Pareda as mayor seat. Throughout her time on the council, she has demonstrated an exceptional level of commitment to understanding her role and serving this city in the most informed and responsible way possible. She has consistently attended trainings, workshops, meetings to ensure she is prepared to represent Brookings thoughtfully and effectively. Beyond formal responsibilities, Councilwoman Pareda has made a clear effort to be present in our community. She regularly attends parades. We had the wave going on last year. Evening events, special occasions, taking the time to listen and engage and build trust with our residents. She has also developed meaningful working relationships, not only within our city, but with state representatives. In case you don't know, she's gone to many trainings and done her work with organizations like our state representatives in the League of Oregon Cities, which is critical for effective leadership and advocacy. What sets Phoebe apart is her initiative and willingness to step forward. She was the first council member, the rest of us were very quiet, to put herself forward to the mayorship, demonstrating confidence, readiness, and a genuine desire to serve. She brings knowledge and dedication and humility to the role. seeking out information when needed, and she has definitely done that in her time, learning continuously and implementing what it is she learns. I believe that she has the experience and, very importantly, the connections and leadership qualities to guide Brookings in the right direction as mayor. Change is hard. Change is very hard, and we must make hard decisions. We can't do the easy way, do the usual way. Brookings is ready for something more. That change is hard, but I move to appoint Phoebe mayor as mayor, declaring the council seat. No, declaring, where am I? The mayor's seat, thank you. Where am I at?
So, and you'd also want to declare that one vacant.
And declare the number 2 seat vacant. Thank you.
Do we have a second? I'll second the motion. It has been moved and seconded to appoint Councilor Prada as mayor and to declare council seat number 2 vacant. Any discussion?
I just wanted to say, I appreciate your vote of confidence. I've heard from a number of members in our community who have expressed similar thoughts as what you have expressed tonight. And I came into this role as a council member with initially no desire to do so. But in reflecting on why, it was because of mostly selfishness with my time and fear. And I would enter this role with no different perspective, but I have worked diligently to educate myself about what the role requires and what is needed about the state of Oregon, about our city, about our laws that govern our community and the state. And much to my surprise, I have developed a great passion for understanding that and for educating the community at large, because I think many don't understand the way our local governments or state governments work. And so I would be humbled and honored in that role. And most importantly, I feel that much for the reasons that I stepped into this role, I believe that it was an obedience to the prompting on my heart from my Lord Jesus. And over the last month, as we have thought about and waited for this day, I have that same conviction as I would be honored to serve this community and this council and our staff. It's not a responsibility I would take lightly. And so I know I would have a lot to learn, and just like I still do in this role, and I know I'll make many mistakes, but I think together we'll continue to grow.
I do appreciate your willingness to serve. I appreciate your prior commitment to the city by serving on the budget committee, and then also the effort you made with the League of Oregon Cities and networking with other cities. And I think that's important. So you develop those relationships with other cities, other leaders, and done a lot to learn how the process of city government works. And I think that'll be a great asset to the city. Any other discussion? Call the question.
Councilor Prada.
Abstain.
Councilor Malmberg.
Yes.
Councilor Martin.
Yes.
Councilor Fulton.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Okay.
Okay.
Councilor Prada has been appointed mayor of the city of Brookings, and council seat number 2 is vacant.
We can go swear you in.
Steve, Maria, I'm also going to say it.
Okay.
Okay. And I have to cheat sheet. Okay. I, Phoebe Pereira,
I, Phoebe Pereira,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United States,
to support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Oregon,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Oregon,
and the Charter and Municipal Code of the City of Brookings,
and the Charter and Municipal Code of the City of Brookings,
to bear the same
to bear the same
in true faith and allegiance,
in true faith and allegiance,
and defend them against all enemies whatsoever,
and defend them against all enemies whatsoever,
and to faithfully and impartially
and to faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties of Mayor of the City of Brookings,
discharge the duties of Mayor of the City of Brookings,
according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
according to the best of my ability. So help me God. Signature right there.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor, we do have our presentation by the South Coast Community Aquatics. They're here. So it's up to you if you'd let them go first and then move on to the council interviews. How would you like to do that?
Well, I want to honor your time and not keep you waiting, and we do have our applicants here, so they'll be able to go ahead and hear the presentation. So why don't we go ahead and move forward with your presentation? Unless council would prefer otherwise. Okay.
Thank you for your patience in the time mix-up. So appreciate it and moving us down the agenda. Thank you very much for your accommodation on that. So we have a PowerPoint presentation that we brought, and so we'll just kind of go through that and then see if there's any questions. We had a really successful pool season this year. It was long, which we intended, but we have some really great statistics that came out of that. So this is our water aerobics class, who is extremely supportive of all of the efforts within the pool. In fact, just recently I heard from a couple of them saying, why don't you have a winter season this year? So they really miss being in the pool this time of year, especially with this great weather we're having. Go ahead. So these are our attendance numbers. We had over 12,000 pool uses this year, and that includes admitted children, whether they could pay for their admittance or not. No child was turned away, not only for coming to just swim recreationally, but also for lessons. We didn't turn any children away. And as you can see, our biggest months are June, July, and August, which is pretty normal. We have a lot of use during that time because that is also when we have our lessons. We had some great sponsorships for our family swim and open swim on Saturdays, and we had a few days where we had, over 50 kids in the pool during any particular hour. And there was kind of a rolling count on a few of those. I think one of the Saturdays got up to around 120 total that were served from the community that day. So really a great effort. Okay, go ahead. And so this is our financial support by our sources. And as you can see, we had a total of $230,000 in financial support this year. The grants that helped to fund our programming this summer, about $23,000, and that came from Advanced Health, Curry Health Foundation, the Tolowa, Wild Rivers Community Foundation, CASA of Coos Curry County, and the Curry Homeless Coalition, as well as the Brookings and Gold Beach Rotaries. So that was an awesome community support for us, and we were able to utilize that in a lot of our grant applications. The pool income itself was just over $81,000, and we were able to keep our costs down to the city this year and drew $90,000 for financial support. Our private donations increased dramatically this year. Last year, we only had a little over $1,000. This year, we made an all-out effort to get more community support, and our little fundraising committee of about 2 people raised $16,800 in private donations for the pool. And again, that's really important when we start looking at grant applications, because they like to see the community support. And that came from individuals and also a few businesses throughout town. The in-kind donation is what we put in there to show the number of hours and the amount of time that South Coast Community Aquatics and any volunteers contribute to the pool. And this year it was fairly significant. It's probably underestimated in this financial. When you're in the heat of things, it's really hard to keep track of your hours. So anyway, the total support, or the total financial support for the pool was over $230,000. Go ahead. This is the most exciting part for us because of our great support from the community. We were able to leverage some of that, and we were really fortunate to be awarded some grants to help with infrastructure and the heater replacement. So in total, between the Judith Ann Morin Foundation, the Oregon Community Foundation, and Roundhouse Foundation, we raised $50,000 towards infrastructure. And that includes replacing the heater, replacing the doors that go out to the deck, repainting the facility, and any other upgrades that we can throw in there that'll help to make it a better facility for us. Operationally and water safety support came from the Ford Family Foundation. And again, the private donations goes towards that also. And it should say $16,800 to be consistent. So we're really excited about the heater and getting that replaced. This year, we also changed our vendor for our propane supply, and it made a huge difference. So we cut our bills virtually in half. Wow. And so going forward with the new heater, we really feel like that's going to be a scale of economies that the pool will realize. So we can go to the next one, yeah. So these are the contributions from South Coast Community Aquatics, $16,800 in individual financial contributions and out of pocket. We had over 2,000 hours of volunteer labor, and that included pool operations or management, training for our lifeguards and training for volunteers. We had a few events, the financial portion of things, and then of course the fundraising, going out and getting those community donations. We lost our pool manager about 2/3 of the way into our season, and so South Coast Community Aquatics, our volunteer board, stepped up and ran the pool. More on that later. Our operating expenditures, as you can see, they totaled $217,000. So technically, we were ahead of the game. Again, all of those volunteer efforts probably helped to push that so that we were able to be ahead of the game on this one. It also will help to carry us through these winter months where we still have expenses of utilities and chemicals too. And you'll see at the bottom of this that the in-kind management and lifeguarding, it's at the very bottom. That's the same as the contributions for the revenue. It's an offset in the accounting. So just wanted to make sure that we accounted for that. And of course, by far, the largest expense for the pool is payroll. And that will always be the case. Again, with the utilities, we were able to mid-season reduce our cost of propane, and so it significantly reduced our utilities during that time. So what went well this season? We had a lot of things go well. So the key accomplishments, of course, are the highlights for the growing community engagement. We had a lot of people come in and talk to us. We had a swim team this year for the first time. The kids were so excited. They had 2 swim meets, and they had a ball. And our coach, she was awesome. Morgan was planning to be here tonight, and with a little bit of a mix-up with the timing, she probably is still at work. Anyway, the parents spoke very highly of it. They appreciated the programming and everything that the kids learned. We were able to get them through some of our funding, some caps, and some goggles, and they all had the SCCA seals on the side of them, and so they were super excited to sport those at one of their swimming meets. And many of the kids that were out for the team, they personal best between the two meets, and they learned so much. The goal this year would be to find some used or repurposed starting blocks so that we can have something to practice with. So when they go somewhere else, they know how to get off those blocks. We had improvements in water safety, and that helped all ages. We had some families take advantage of that, and a lot of the families that come that want to learn to swim are Hispanic, and sometimes the only ones who can speak English are the children. And so they help to interpret a lot of the water safety. But it's very important to pass that on to the community because we do have a high incidence of drowning and water incidents here. Our community partners, as I mentioned before, were instrumental in helping to program our pool this year. And of course, the city's support, the positive mindset, the support towards investing in the pool. SCCA is extremely appreciative of all of the support from the council and the community. We had quite a few lessons this year, not quite as many as we have in the past due to some staffing issues. The one big growth area for us this year were pool rentals. We revised our structure just a little bit. We offered some Sunday pool rentals on a request basis, and we had quite a few people in the community take advantage of that. We also trained quite a few lifeguards and some instructor training. We had a couple of lifeguard classes, and those are taught by one of our board members, Luke Martinez, who is also the Curry County Aquatic Safety Officer here, and he's working to get some instructor training going this spring. Just strong involvement in individual and group activities. We had enthusiastic participants. I can't tell you how enthusiastic our senior water aerobics class is. They are very excited. And then the pool provides an opportunity for families to meet and just have those social connections. It also provides that opportunity for seniors to make very vital social connections, which has been shown to help alleviate some of the dementia problems within an aging population. Very important. And then, of course, we had some valuable fundraising this year. So what comes next? Well, number one on our list is a pool manager. Someone who is sustainable, somebody who will stay. One of the things that we realized this year is that what has happened for our last 2 years, where SCCA steps in and is the pool manager, is not sustainable for any of us. And so that is our focus right now. We need a pool manager. We're really excited. We've had our portal open for taking applicants through Cardinal, and we have 3 highly qualified candidates who are local, and they have managed pools. So we're very excited about that. We'll start some interviews next week. We're also really excited about the infrastructure, the heater replacement, painting, all of those things. And so, working with Tony and getting that done during the wintertime here, we're very excited to get that done. And spend those grant funds that all of those foundations have entrusted into us. We're looking at a season this year of perhaps, the middle of April through September. We realized through a lot of our programming this fall that there are a lot of conflicting activities in October. The kids are all back in school. Their soccer is in full force. There's football, there's basketball starting, there's volleyball, there's cross country, there are a multitude of opportunities for kids to be involved, and we did see our attendance really drop off in October. We did have very limited hours in October due to our staffing, but we also still saw the Saturday usage of the free time drop down significantly. Probably the only program that never waned throughout the entire season was water aerobics. So that's our wrap up for the summer season. Again, we would like to thank the council and their support of our endeavor into operating and managing the Brookings pool. It has definitely been a learning experience for us all every year. Do you have any questions?
Just a thank you. Really appreciate all the hard work that South Coast Aquatics puts into keeping the pool operating for as many months out of the year as possible. And you're real value to the community. Really appreciate all your hard work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Will there be lessons in April? Will you be doing any lessons April, May?
We've been approached by Rotary to do some water safety instruction. They messaged me back in October and requested some dates in early May. So we will do some lifeguard training during that time. We're working on a partnership with Southwestern Oregon Community College to provide some aquatic programming that they can put into their spring schedule also.
Great.
So. Again, a manager is critical for a lot of that because we can push through and get more lessons put on the books if we have a manager who's able to schedule the programming, manage the staff, and provide that opportunity. That would be the goal, though. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Your whole organization does such a great job working not just with our families, but with our elderly and young, old, it doesn't matter. The pool is for everyone, and you guys have made it that way, and we truly appreciate everything that you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely a working board. So, yeah. A couple of our members had conflicts tonight, but anyway, they were instrumental in helping to keep things going. Dan is here tonight, and so he spent a lot of time lifeguarding and helping to fill in some of the manager positions also. Did you have anything you want to add, Dan? Okay. So just before I wrap up here, I'll invite our swim team coach to come in and say just a couple of words. Thank you, Morgan. So, yes, I was talking about the virtues of our swim team. So if you'd like to say a couple of words and let them know how that went.
Sure.
Okay, that'd be great. If we have time? Sure. Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Hi, this is not my first time being here, but I'm Morgan, just to reintroduce myself. I'm the swim team coach. I think the swim team was amazing this year. I had so much turnout. I mean, we had 30 kids on the team, and probably even more than that, but some kids had sports, but overall, probably 30 kids. And I thought it was great because at the end of the season, we were able to do a full swim meet with Crescent City because I worked at that pool too. So I already knew people, and we set up like a practice meet for the kids. And the Brookings kids actually, they won most of their events. They did a great job. We have a lot of people coming up and talking to both of us about next summer, and everyone's super excited, and a lot of the kids that practice with the Crescent City team right now, they actually live in Brookings, so it's way easier for them to come and practice in Brookings during the summer. And I've actually sent a couple of kids that had a great time and told them that so they could swim year round to go to Crescent City during the winter, and then they come back for summer. And this next summer, hopefully, we'll be able to do official meets and drive to Medford and do stuff like that because a lot of the parents are super interested and excited about it. But yeah.
So is this just for high school, or is it middle school too? Or?
It's anyone under 18.
Under 18.
Yeah. And this year, because we had so much interest, we'll probably do like tryouts and stuff too. So it'll be a pretty competitive team.
Good.
What I'm gauging.
And I think our youngest one was 6?
Yeah.
The youngest,
So 6 to like 17.
6 to 17, so.
Do you have any
Thank you.
questions or comments? Councilman?
Thank you, Val, and thank you, South. I think Brookings is very fortunate to have South Coast Community Aquatics and the dedication and the comprehensive, in-depth plan for the pool that they put together.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, year after year, we've seen the program grow and the volunteerism grow. We appreciate your spirit of ingenuity, the dedication you show in getting grants. And so I know you're offering valuable services to our community at large. And I particularly appreciate you making a way for those who are not able to afford the use and especially the lessons to do so. That's valuable to our community. So I know our staff appreciates all of the work that you do and that our pool is better for it, that the access for our residents is better for it. So thank you for all of your hard work. And if there's ways that we can, as a council, encourage participation or better support or partner in letters for financial donations, whatever, please let us know.
Okay, great, thank you. Yeah, and I have to tell you that the pool renovation last year was a huge hit, right from the very beginning. People came to the pool and they couldn't believe just basically it was just like a remodeled pool for them. They were so excited because the pool surface was so beautiful. Mm-hmm. So anyway, thank you very much for investing in the pool and making such a beautiful facility for us. So
thank you for investing in our community. Okay, so we will now move on to item number G, the second half of that, and filling the vacant council position. It's my understanding that we're going to do a drawing for who will go, and is there a place that the applicants should?
Lori's going to take them back to my office.
Okay.
And they will be called out once we figure out who is first, second, and third here. So, who wants to draw?
Lori, can you stand up so that all the applicants will know who you are if they don't already? Yeah. Thank you.
Are you ready? Do you want me to say the first interviewee or?
Sure. Okay. Yeah, if you've already.
So Nicholas Chapman will be first.
Okay.
And then Jim Gelada, and then Anthony Blunt.
Okay.
So if Nicholas Chapman could step forward and then the other two can go forward, please. No, you can skip that.
Okay. Let me get reoriented to where we are. So we will go ahead and move on into our question time. Thank you, Nicholas, for being here.
Sure. And I believe, Madam Mayor, we're going to start from, do we go left to right or right to left? Does it matter?
The questions are.
Oh,
The questions have a,
okay.
yep.
I'm sorry. Oh, yep, they.
I can start with
So-
the first question then, if you guys are ready. Okay. All right, well, thanks for being here, Nicholas. First question. What do you perceive to be the most positive issue and the most negative issue for Brookings?
Well, there are many positives. Just so you guys know, I am currently the elementary school principal and vice principal until Friday, and then I'm going to be moving on to a new position at the prison. So there are a lot of positives. This is my 5th year in Brookings, and when I first came here, honestly, I didn't know what to expect. I applied for a job, got a job. My wife said, "Where's Brookings?" And I said, "We should probably drive down there and see it." And to be honest, I didn't know what to make out of this town when I first came. But in my 5th year here, I can tell you there's so many great positives to this town. First of all, it's the people. That's why I've stayed. The people are absolutely wonderful. They're dedicated to this town. The people have been here a long time, but also people who move in. A lot of these coastal towns, I've lived in quite a few on the Oregon coast, it's sometimes hard to be welcomed in if you're an outsider. I have never felt that way in Brookings. My family was immediately brought in, and so that is something that I've always brought as a school administrator for my students. Anytime we have new students, I always tell them my favorite thing about our school and our community is that we welcome people from outside, and we help them find their way and find a place here in this town. And another positive is that along those same lines, we have great sports and great activities for kids. We have great things for people coming into this town. And so I think making sure that they know about those opportunities and helping them find those resources is something we can all, improve, but it's something that's really great about this town. It's a real positive. Another positive about this town, we've got the beaches, we've got the beautiful hiking and the scenery, we've got the water, we've got all of those outdoor pieces that are great positives that we can continue to. 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, I apologize.
That's my fault. I didn't state it up front that it would be a 2-minute time limit. I'm sorry.
That's my bad.
Okay, so I will go ahead and take the next question. What do you believe is the role of the city council in our community?
I believe the role of the city council in our community is really to listen to all constituents, whatever age level they are, and to really find out what they need and to really work together with the community members and stakeholders to meet those needs. And whether we go outside the community or whether we can find it here, the council does a great job of finding those resources to meet the needs of our constituents. Yeah.
Okay, great, thank you very much.
What skills and experience do you have that you believe would be beneficial to you as a council member?
I have a really good connection with most of the people in this community. Like I said, I've been here 5 years as an educational leader. I know the people, I know their kids, I know what the needs are. And so I think understanding those basic needs is really important. I've also worked quite a bit with community leaders, business leaders, just as an educational administrator, to make sure that we have resources for our students and for our families. And so having those connections and knowing the people around town and to be able to find those things that we need to solve our problems is really beneficial. I know just being here in my 5th year, we've come across a problem. If a problem arises, be like, hey, let's check with this person who might know this person who might know a resource that we can try to solve that problem together. So building those relationships and building the rapport with not only the all the people around, but with businesses and with other leaders is really important as a counselor. So not only having those listening skills, but really being able to match the resources with the need is an incredible skill that you need to have as a counselor. And I can tell you, as an educational leader, I have excellent listening skills. Having people who are upset or who have not gotten their way, it's important to be a really good listener and to try and understand from their point of view the problem and how we can come together to find a resolution.
Thank you for your interest in this this opening and your previous interest in this. How would you encourage more citizen involvement?
That's an excellent question. I think that's one thing that's great about this town is that there is all the people who are really dedicated to this town. But you're right, we do need more citizen involvement. As the principal at the elementary school, I've been able to work with Mr. Rundle, and we brought in kind of our city people into our 3rd grade classrooms. So next month, I believe we have the police chief coming in, and then we'll have the mayor coming in to speak to kids. So just getting that involvement at the younger age level is really important. That's also sparked a lot of conversations with just teachers and kids and families about, how do we improve our parks? How do we make things better? And I think that just having those conversations really helps us move forward in trying to get more community involvement. As at the education level, I can tell you I've done a lot of work and initiatives to try and get families and kids into the schools more and more. And so just giving people the access that we kind of took away during COVID, kind of a lot of things closed up, really trying to reopen that again, not only at an educational level, but at a city level where we're really trying to invite people to these things. These events like tonight, I mean, there's people here, but if we could have more people, the more involvement we have, the more buy-in we'll have if we want to push forward initiatives. And so building those relationships and that rapport with all levels of our city constituents is really important in making sure that we can get more community involvement.
Thank you.
Okay, next question. List 3 goals you would like to achieve during the appointed term.
Number one, like we just said in the last question, more community involvement, in different events. More advertising, I believe, will help. Getting us out there, if we are counselors, getting out to those events is a great thing. Being at the parades, being a part of those events, getting our faces out there as counselors is really important. So that would be something, just being a presence so that everyone knows who we are and, we want you to join us and be a part of that. Number 2, I think really working with businesses to ensure that we have jobs and things for our students as they leave high school is really important. Schools are changing, things in education are changing, and we have to change as a town to really make sure that the kids have jobs when they leave, and they're jobs that are really going to push this town forward. And then third, really looking at our infrastructure. I mean, a lot of things are very outdated, and figuring out ways that we can collaborate and work together to figure out how to improve the infrastructure of our town is really valuable. I know, just as an example, as a constituent myself, had an issue with my power, called Coos Curry. They were on the phone with me right away, no wait. Wonderful people, and working with businesses like that to really kind of build that infrastructure. Coos Curry is a great one. But, just making sure that businesses are able to be successful and continue to maintain that success, and then working with them to find out what their needs are, and then helping those businesses continue to be successful.
Okay, question number 6. Based on what you know about city government, what do you see as the top priorities for this city and why?
I think that, after the last mayor and councilor and the upheaval that went on, I think consistency is extremely important. I'm fortunate to be able to serve on the Planning Commission currently, and it's been great to be able to see that perspective of city government and how we make decisions and choices based on what people need. And I think that if we can continue to do that, then we can meet the needs of our constituents. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Please name 3 qualities a council member should have.
3 qualities a council member should have. Integrity is very important. We are up here making decisions. We're supposed to be leaders, and we need to set good examples. So integrity is very important. Honesty is also important. It's important to be transparent. As a school administrator, I'm always transparent with my students, teachers, and families. So honesty is incredibly important in making sure that everyone trusts the decisions that we're making. And then the third one would be integrity, honesty, and a willingness to try new things, to try thinking outside the box. I think we're in a place in the world where, trying to come up with new solutions for old things is a skill, and I think we need to have the ability to look past the way we've done things in the past to try and find new ways to do things.
Thank you.
Last question. Give some examples of group decision-making you have been involved with and how these experiences could be utilized on the council.
Yeah. Group decision-making. So as an educator, working with different educational institutions around, whether it's state level, I've been a part of that. Doing some things just within our school district here in Brookings. We work with our board, we work with our stakeholders, and we meet pretty regularly to discuss where we're going as a school district, and that has a bigger effect on the town itself. And so working together and collaborating is extremely important. I always say that, if one person can make a choice and they can, use their own experiences to make that choice. But if we work together and collaborate as a group, that takes all of our experiences and we can make a better informed decision. So working as a group is extremely important. If one person takes over the group, then you lose a lot of that experience from those other members. And so it's really important to be able to make decisions as a group and to move forward together.
Thank you.
Is there anything else in 2 minutes or less that you would like to add?
Can you tell me the first question where I missed the second half?
Yes, I can. The negative issues that Brookings is facing.
Negative issues, I think they're similar to many of the issues around the state of Oregon. Poverty issues. I know we have a homeless meeting this week with the Curry County Commissioners. That's always been an issue that's, progressively getting worse. It's something we need to address. I think, again, going back to the having jobs for kids as they leave the work, enter the workforce is really something important. And a big one in Brookings is housing. We need to work on the housing issue. We have some low-income housing, but as an administrator in the school district, I know of families who've had to move away from here just to find housing. And so that's really an area that's very important. Also just kind of working, but to kind of solve those issues, working with DHS, working with all of those partners that SCCA put up there. We have a lot of people in this area, a lot of organizations that we could work together with to overcome some of those obstacles.
Any other concluding thoughts?
Just really excited to be able to come up here and talk with you guys, and excited for the opportunity. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And you're welcome to stay as the other interviewers participate. Thank you. Good evening, Jim. So we will give you 2 minutes to answer each question, and at the very end, we will give 2 minutes for you to make a closing statement. And so we'll each take turns asking you some questions.
Okay. Ready to go? Well, thanks for being here, Jim. First question. What do you perceive to be the most positive issue and the most negative issue for Brookings?
The most positive issue. I really like what's going on with the Nature's Coastal Holiday in the winter. I think the businesses could use the tourist traffic in winter, especially. I think a lot of businesses are struggling here. I really like what's going on at the pool. It was a great presentation today. I thought she really showed what good work going on up there. And I'm sorry, what was the most negative issue? What was the other word?
Yeah, sure. So what do you perceive to be the most positive issue and the most negative issue for Brookings?
The homeless problem is a problem everywhere. That's probably, I would say, the biggest problem in Brookings. And I'm going back around, but what we could do to try to bring in tourist traffic in the winter. Maybe bringing the lights down into town more so that it's more of a festive town. Working with local businesses to try to bring back potentially the Crab Festival in the winter to try to bring in more traffic.
All right. The next one, question number 2. What do you believe is the role of the city council in our community?
To manage the town, to continue growth, to make improvements where necessary, to work with the Chamber of Commerce to improve businesses, to improve the parks, to keep the place clean, it's to make it a beautiful place to live.
Okay, great, thank you.
What skills and experience do you have that you believe would be beneficial to you as a council member?
I do not have direct government experience, but I have many years of project management, people management, budgetary management. I have a finance background. I think those would be helpful here. I think so.
Thank you.
Thank you for your interest in this opening on the council. How would you encourage more citizen involvement?
And maybe this is going on, and I haven't seen it, but are you roundtable sessions with reaching out to the community? I think it's great what the county's doing Friday to get the community involved with, what can we do about illegal camping in town. And so I think, of course, anybody is invited here, but also reaching out to the community to try to get their input for problems, improvements, suggestions.
Okay, next question. List 3 goals you would like to achieve during the appointed term.
3 goals. I'd like to improve the walkability of downtown. And what does that mean? You have to work with local businesses and what their goals are too, but maybe kiosks with maps that the advertisements could be paid for, supplemented by some of the businesses. So their business might be more prominent, on the map, as they are for the businesses that pay for it on Google Maps. I'd like to improve, as you might see, my goal would be to help the businesses in town as best we could. So what could we do to help winter tourism in town? Because I think a lot of businesses are struggling in winter. And then, and again, if this is going on, try to improve cooperation with Harbor during summer so that there should be if possible, weekends where there's 2 things going on, one in Brookings and one in Harbor, and then the next weekend, nothing. Can that be avoided? So that people coming into town in the summer, there is always something to do.
Thank you. Number 6, based on what you know about city government, what do you see are the top priorities for the city and why?
Top priorities, and I mean, a lot of these come around to similar kind of responses, is to try to help the town be prosperous, and that is through helping our local businesses. There are a number of vacant, prominent buildings on Chetco, but I understand they're privately owned, can the city council help in any way to get some of those shuttered businesses? There are some great spots that could help the town And is there anything that can be done to try to get those businesses open and running?
Thank you. Please name 3 qualities a council member should have.
Honesty. Integrity. And ingenuity.
Thank you.
Give some examples of group decision-making you have been involved with and how these experiences could be utilized on the council.
I didn't hear the group decision?
Give some examples of group decision-making you have been involved with.
In what context? In my work or specific group decisions involving surrounding Brookings?
Both.
And I'm sorry. Group decision that result in, what was the end of the question?
I'll read again. Give some examples of group decision-making you have been involved with and how these experiences could be utilized on the council.
I don't know if I have a specific example. I've been a group manager for many years. It's important to get your team involvement and not be the authoritarian. Everybody brings a perspective to the decision-making process, and it's important to listen and be conscious of everybody's involvement.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You'll now have 2 minutes to give us your final thoughts or any more input you would like to provide.
And I've already said, I do not have direct governmental service experience. I've been volunteering in town at Nature's Coastal Holiday, at the Elks Lodge. I have many years of project experience, project management experience, budgetary experience, contracts. I think those would be helpful, and I could see how they could be helpful. So thank you for the opportunity, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I stay?
Absolutely, yes.
All right, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Anthony Bowen. I'm sorry.
Good evening. Thank you for being here. You'll be given 2 minutes to answer each question. Each one of us will have 2 questions, and then at the end, you will be given 2 minutes for any closing statements. So we'll go ahead and start with Councilor Malmberg.
All right. Thanks for being here, Anthony. First question. What do you perceive to be the most positive issue and the most negative issue for Brookings?
So trying to cut this into 2 minutes. As many of you know, I ran for city council twice, mayor once, interviewed once for this position, and decided that I didn't need to run in the next election because the 4 of you and Isaac have managed to straighten a lot of the issues out that I had with the city. The primary one being the heavy interaction with the homeless that I was having at my house specifically, and with the city in general. Law enforcement in this town have massively improved. And that is one of the biggest positives of late. Negatives, I don't have a whole lot to say negative. I'm sorry. But like I said, my major concerns have pretty much well been addressed in the last 1.5 to 2 years.
Thank you.
All right, I have the next one. What do you believe is the role of the city council in our community?
mostly, in my opinion, is the liaison between the constituents in the town and the council at large, as was demonstrated by previous councils. This council, especially underneath Isaac, seems to have been paying a lot more attention to the constituents and their problems and their concerns. And as I said, specifically the homeless issue and the law enforcement issues that were going on in the town, they've been addressed quite well.
Thank you.
What skills and experiences do you have that you believe would be beneficial to you as a council member?
Well, I'm not going to rattle off college degrees and all of that stuff. I do have them. I honestly don't consider them to be a tremendous asset other than management skills. I have experience as a small business owner. I am a retired state employee. I worked at Pelican Bay as my last job during my stint working for the state of California. I have much experience with personnel issues and with general issues at large within organizations. Specifically in dealing with a small business, I have a larger outreach in the community here. I've actually had 3 businesses here and still have one continuing now. Since I've retired, I'm kind of dwindling it down, enjoying life a little bit more rather than working. But I also currently volunteer up at the cemetery, have been doing that now for 2 years, and also have tremendous community interaction there, especially with the Wreaths Across America, and dealing with some of the issues that we've had up there. So,
Thank you.
Thank you for your interest in this opening on the council. How would you encourage more citizen involvement?
easiest way is to interact with the citizens. I mean, that's the purpose, and if you're in the council, that's the easiest interaction available. I'm also on the planning commission, and to be honest with you, I've dealt with a lot of those particular issues. Most of the time it's, conditional use permits for Airbnbs, but on occasion, we get some interesting issues. And most of those generally entail how the city's operating or how the city's working. And oddly enough, I also have some experience. My girlfriend owns a store on Chetco Avenue now, and the improvements along Chetco Avenue have been of interest lately. The town's starting to look a lot better. Those efforts are actually working. So it's also nice to see the old car dealership actually have activity in it instead of just sitting there empty. That's kind of a nice thing. So.
Thank you.
Right. List 3 goals you would like to achieve during the appointed term.
Okay, now we're getting into the technical stuff here. As I stated previously, the current council has addressed the most of the issues that I had for my goals had I been able to be elected to the board. There are a couple of things that you all might find odd that I have ideas on. One of them getting the smaller vehicles to be able to be used within the city of Brookings. Trying to alleviate some of the traffic issues that we have during our tourist season. And along those notes, getting some kind of a line of communication open to DOT and getting these streets fixed, specifically Chetco Avenue. It's horrible right now. And the other issues is trying to figure out a way to get Harbor cleaned up, because it looks terrible as you're coming into our city and seeing what they have going on in their area.
Okay, question number 6. Based on what you know about city government, what do you see are the top priorities for the city and why?
Again, my personal issues have been addressed. The better policing is definitely one of the issues in maintaining that, for sure. The city manager issue was resolved, obviously. Tim, you've been in that job for a while. The interactions with the homeless, and specifically my concerns with them around town, freely running around, have been resolved because of the police issues and the police interaction, and that's really helped a lot. Unfortunately, that's also pushed them all down into Harbor, which is why we have what I consider to be a blight issue as you're coming into town. And we do have a tourist season, coming up. So obviously further interaction with the county in regards to dealing with those particular issues specifically. And I would also like to look into the issue with the community resource officer that the city of Brookings has with the county, and see how that can be addressed to where it's fully funded. Because I know right now the 3 commissioners are contributing a portion of their pay towards keeping that officer going. They donated that, but it's been a while. So it's time to correct that issue.
Thank you.
Please list 3 qualities a council member should have.
Open ears, open eyes, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, a quiet mouth.
Thank you.
Give some examples of group decision-making you have been involved with and how these experiences could be utilized on the council.
Many group decision-making processes when dealing with this state of California, specifically inmate sides, with specific programs in regards to programs the inmates would be allowed to participate in based on their security levels and stuff. I was actually a correctional counselor too at that time. So there's a lot of groupthink in that regard in order to produce programs that the inmates could actually participate in, other than them sitting in those cells. One of the things that with my businesses that I have learned when I have employees, right now I'm just sole proprietor, but when I've had employees, is that the only way you can properly address issues that you have within your company is to actually shut up and listen to your employees, because they know best. They're the ones that are interacting with the public and dealing with it. And I did that a lot, especially with my towing company that I had. All my tow operators were out on the road. They know what's going on out there. Half the time I didn't, because I was busy working at the prison. So a lot of group decisions made on that. That's about it. I'm sure there's others, but on the spot.
Thank you.
So now in the next 2 minutes, add any other thoughts or things you might have missed that you would like to let us know.
How do I put this? I'm a guy that likes to ruffle feathers. I like to shake things up. I'm known for being the side that nobody thinks about or nobody wants to hear because it needs to be said. In that case, myself interviewing for this position I met it with, shall we say, some trepidation, because this council has addressed most of my issues that I had going on with the city. I currently volunteer with the cemetery. I'm currently on the planning commission. I have absolutely no problem with serving in this capacity as a council. But I'm somewhat mystified as to why I was asked, because I was asked by several people to participate in this process and to see if I could assume that role. I don't think necessarily it was to mix it up, but it was because of the fact that I do have that outside perspective. I honestly, amongst the 4 of you at least, I haven't seen any of that group speak, if you understand what I'm saying. But of late, I haven't been paying attention to city matters. I've been paying attention to county matters. So again, y'all addressed everything to give gave me the space to address other issues that I had going on, other concerns that I had going on. So, yeah, I mean, I would like to be in that position. I would like to join you guys and see if there's anything that I can help with, anything I can shake up, shall we say. And that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any thoughts or inputs about how we want to proceed?
Well, I just want to again thank all three applicants for coming, and I think each of you would bring something to the table. So we're fortunate. We have a pleasant dilemma of how we're gonna who we're gonna pick, but we have three quality local residents willing to serve, and I know all three will do a great job. It's going to make a challenge for us to decide who's going to best fit that. That's my comment.
Want to take a few minutes to kind of look over answers and put thoughts together?
Sure.
We can have like a short recess if you like, or you can take that one, or?
What do you guys think? You need a recess?
No, I don't think so, but do you
Okay.
guys? I think out of all of this, the task of reading my own handwriting is the most challenging. Used to typing all day.
It's hard to do that, huh? I know.
I'm ready to make a motion if, or my thoughts if anybody wants to hear it. So,
Sure.
I'm just, of the candidates that I think I share a lot of the philosophies, this is like who I would pick. So, but somebody, I think the city of Brookings would benefit by having another person on this council who is in, who doesn't work for a local government or isn't a government employee, somebody from the private sector, somebody who is a strong advocate of businesses, downtown businesses, somebody who is a supporter of our tourist industry and may have some new ideas on how to promote and enhance our tourist industry. So of the applicants that, for me, that fits that is Jim Delata. I think his background in business, I think he could bring some fresh ideas to the council. He said several times things that I liked about supporting and advocating for businesses, and I think we need more advocacy from the council for our business community, and I strongly believe that tourism is a big part of our economy. Parks and Recreation he mentioned as well. So I think all three candidates are very well qualified and would benefit the city, but I personally am leaning towards Jim.
Councilor Fulton?
I'd like to say that thank you again for everyone that has chosen to apply. As someone on the council, listening to all constituents, working together with community members is really important. Connection with our community, trying to get to know their needs with listening and relationship skills. Those are all really big pieces, as well as qualities such as integrity, honesty, and being able to think outside the box. I've tried to come in and think outside the box as much as I possibly could with my decisions. I absolutely think tourism is a huge piece that we have to start addressing, but we've talked about that for a while, but we need to get onto that. And I also love just the, sometimes we do have to have those open ears, open eyes, and a quiet mouth. But as a council member, I also believe that we do need to speak, and we need to speak on behalf of our constituents. I think there could be a lot of opportunity and growth for this person to be in this position. I think they have the basic core of what is needed, and I would say I would put my number one choice with Nicholas Chapman.
Councilor Momberg?
Yeah, I echo a lot of what was been said. This is a good problem for us to have, three excellent candidates. I agree with some of the sentiments that Councilor Martin had mentioned. I believe it's important to have an outside perspective, and I think that someone who is a private business owner and has a desire to improve tourism and tackle some of the issues surrounding the community, both locally and outside, is important. Both Anthony Bond and Jim Gelada, I think, fit that bill, and I'd be inclined to vote for one of them. I think Anthony Bond, being a long-term resident, has a great deal of experience on the Planning Commission. I served alongside of him, and I know he's a person of integrity and has a good knowledge of the workings of the city, and he's a local business owner. And I don't mind people who shake things up, and I do tend to agree that sometimes less is more when it comes to talking. But anyway, that's my input on it. I think both of them are good candidates. I think that Nicholas Chapman is also an excellent candidate, but I think for the sake of balancing out the council, I think that my vote would either be with Anthony Bond or Jim Gelato.
For me personally, when I'm evaluating candidates, my number one focus is integrity, accountability, and a temperament suited for collaborative governance. I think that's highly important. I think we've demonstrated that well. Effective listening is a critical skill, I believe, not just hearing input, but thoughtfully weighing it and adjusting perspective. Someone who can work respectfully with people, hold different views, and who understands that different perspectives are a good part of decision-making and approach the role with humility, service, and a willingness to learn. I believe that's imperative. I'm looking for a candidate who recognizes the breadth of our community, not just a sector of the voices, and understands the limit of their own experience, prioritizes the needs of the community over personal agenda. And in considering my recommendations, I personally don't weigh candidates on their alignment with my individual positions, but on their ability to listen well, deliberate responsibility, and work collaboratively in the service of communities' long-term interests. This reflects my strong belief that effective public service is shaped through thoughtful process and collaboration rather than predetermined positions. There were a number of things, particularly in Nicholas's comments, that I felt really demonstrated those thoughts of, clearly he is mostly connected to a certain sector of our community, but acknowledge the importance of listening skills, finding common resolutions, listening to everybody. He highlighted over and over again business success and the need for business success. So I recognize he doesn't have that personal tie-in and experience, but it was clearly a priority for him. The fact that he mentioned integrity, setting a good example, honesty, looking outside the box, and a willingness to try, transparency, collaboration, and making better informed decisions. Those all weighed very strongly to me. I also believe that Jim it brings a new perspective and a fresh perspective, and I think that's important. I appreciated you also mentioned honesty and integrity and ingenuity. I think that's important, that we don't just continue to do the same things. As far as your resume goes and your experience, you clearly have a business-minded perspective and understand budgets, which I think also bring very valuable skills and assets to the need of a council member. So, and again, the business perspective of Anthony and the many years he's already served in the community are all highly valued and appreciated. So my number one is also Nicholas. Again, just based on, I really felt like he hit those, all those points that I had pre-written. These are important things that I'm watching for as we are walking through this process. And I felt like your comments hit those most thoroughly. Does anybody have any more thoughts or inputs or ready to make a motion?
I think it is important that our council is comprised of a broad cross-section of the community and to try to represent different sectors. And I think we have three very qualified people here tonight, but I think somebody who relates more with the private sector and the business community is vital. Our decisions have huge impacts on people's livelihoods and people in the business community, and I think they need a ample voice on the council. And I think it's our responsibility to provide that and give a voice. course, we are all going to make the best decision for the community. But I think it is important that we have that cross-section on the council and a voice for the private sector and businesses.
Yeah, I've said it before. I agree. I think that we have a pretty good cross-section right now of people on the council representing a lot of different aspects within our community, and I think that's one of our strengths. And I would be, again, leaning towards private business owner, someone with more ties to the business community. I did hear Jim mention that he had discussed working with the downtown businesses and the merchants in the area. And he had some very creative ideas about improving tourism during the winter months and making the downtown area more inviting. And I also liked what Anthony Bond had to say about working with our neighbors just south of the bridge and figuring out creative ways that we can work with the government to address the issues that are affecting us. Again, I'm saying a lot of what I've already said, but my support would be for Jim Gelato or Anthony Bond.
Does anybody want to make a motion?
I see that script. I move we appoint Anthony Bond to counselor position number 2.
I second.
I would like to make a motion that we appoint Jim Gelato to counselor position number 2.
First, we have to call the question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We had a second, so we do have to vote on.
Call to question. Okay.
Counselor Malmberg.
Yes.
Counselor Martin.
Yes.
Counselor Fulton.
No.
Counselor Pareda.
No.
The motion fails.
I would like to make a motion that we appoint Jim Gelato. Sorry, I don't have your last name here in front of me. Yeah, that's right. Jim Gelato to position number 2.
Second.
Counselor Martin.
Yes.
Counselor Fulton.
Yes.
Counselor Pareda.
Yes.
Or, I apologize, Mayor Pareda. Counselor Malmberg.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Find my place. Here we go. Okay. It has been moved and seconded to appoint Jim Gelato to counselor seat number 2. Is there any further discussion?
Just again, wanted to thank all of the candidates for their willingness to put their names in the hat. I really do appreciate all of the efforts that you all currently do in our community, and I think it certainly speaks to your character to be able to stand up here and put yourselves out there like that. Anyway, thank you for that.
Okay, do you want me
Anybody
to
else?
swear him in?
Okay, so Jim Gelato is appointed to counselor seat number 2. Yes, please, Brooklyn.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
I, Jim Gelato.
I, Jim Gelato.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United States,
for the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Oregon,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Oregon,
and the Charter and Municipal Code of the City of Brookings,
and the Charter and Municipal Code of the city of Oregon,
to bear the same
to bear the same
in true faith and allegiance,
in true faith and allegiance,
and defend them against all enemies whatsoever.
to defend them against all enemies whatsoever.
and to faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties of
City Councilor of the City of Brookings,
City Councilor of the City of Brookings,
according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Thank you. If you could sign here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
We will now move on to agenda item H, informational non-action items. Is there any questions or comments? Hearing none, we will go ahead and remove to remarks from mayors, councilor, and the city manager.
I'll start. Jim, welcome.
Thank you.
We're glad that you're here. When I first came, I didn't have as much knowledge as I have now, and I hope that you can gain that same knowledge and work together as a team. That's what we do here for our constituents, the citizens of Brookings. So welcome. Glad we're here. Also, just a shout out to Reach Across America, amazing organization, what you guys are doing, and all the people that have helped you continue to put that on. We thank you for that. And just and for the pool, they're not here anymore, but that's just an amazing thing that we have in our community. So put your seatbelt on, Jim. Welcome to the ride.
So welcome to the council, Jim.
Thank you.
And I want to thank again the other applicants. I sincerely appreciate both of you applying for this and going through the process. Also, the department heads that are here that that observed, and our regulars in the audience who are here most meetings.
Nothing more to add, thanks.
Would you like to say anything?
Thank you for the opportunity. And please, if you have any suggestions about how I should proceed, I'd appreciate it.
I know our city manager will likely be scheduling a meeting, and there's some required getting up to speed to come, so.
Sure is. I want to take just a quick second here. Welcome aboard, Councilmember Jalad. And we're going to have we had a pretty light agenda this time, so get ready for, in 2 weeks, it's going to be quite a bit on there. And I know there's a little bit of lag time as far as the learning curve, but we're going to try to get you up to speed between myself and the rest of the council and Brooklyn. We'll get you as much information as you need, and to get started. It could be a little overwhelming, but we'll definitely work with you and send you to some good resources and some good training as well. I just wanted to just have a few remarks here. Staff and I guess it was a couple weeks ago, we had a really, really good meeting with the folks with Chinook, the South Coast Lumber, in regards to the Lone Ranch development, and they are very positive on that and are looking forward to getting that done. And so are we. And speaking of that, we have also we've had some really good meetings lately with USDA and DEQ on our wastewater rehab and our collection system. It's a $30 million project, one of the largest projects the city's ever taken on, and we're really excited that that's starting to come to fruition as well. Budget season, I can't believe I'm already saying that, but is coming upon us real quickly, and we'll get you up to speed on that too, Jim. And just another shout out, some of my staff and myself and some on the council here have been working with Wendy and myself on doing some work on logos and rebranding, and possibly doing some wayfinding signage through our community to kind of, I would say, give it a little bit more crisp look when you come into town, and making sure you're getting to the right places. And last but not least, we're going to start with next
think it's next week, we're going to have our first My City program with the third graders out at K School. The first program will be with the police chief, and I believe he's taking one of our CROs with him, kind of explaining what we're doing. And then, Mayor, get ready, because in February you're up for that. So, and I think that's like what Nick Chapman was saying earlier. That's a vital part of getting this community more engaged. And I think starting out in third grade, what a great way. I feel like it's a good program and very much worthwhile. So, again, welcome aboard, and look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
I agree. It's amazing the dynamics that one person can change, but we're really looking forward to getting to know you and hearing your perspective, and having that added perspective of our business owners and that voice. So I am humbled and honored and grateful to be appointed to this position, and look forward to getting educated on my new role and working more closely with the city manager and the staff. And I appreciate all of the participation for being here tonight to hear and to listen. Citizen engagement is highly important. We can't represent the community without their voices and knowing what they want. So thank you for giving of your time and being here. And thank you to all of my fellow council members for all of your hard work and dedication, and to our staff. So with that, if there's no further remarks,